Well, if the Arsenal title aspirations are to be punctured tonight, David Platt is the man best qualified to do it. 21 goals for Aston Villa this season, 16 of them in the league, and that in a side flirting dangerously with relegation. Mind you, David Seaman in the Arsenal goal might have another view. Nobody less charitable than the Arsenal defenders. Only 13 goals conceded in 30 league games this season, only one defeat. And Arsenal, in fact, chasing a record of only 16 goals conceded. That was by Liverpool and Ray Clements in 42 games in 1978-79. Well, Arsenal have a change in midfield tonight. David Rocastle has been in hospital for an exploratory examination of the knee, although I gather he would be fit for Saturday. David Hillier takes his place. Michael Thomas comes back as one of the substitutes. Aston Villa are without defender Kent Nielsen, he's injured. Andy Comyn replaces him, and Ian Ormondroyd returns with Mark Blake dropping to substitute. Our referee tonight, Ian Hemley from Amt Hill in Bedfordshire. And in the crowd tonight, the Prime Minister, a guest in one of the private boxes here. In fact, quite a sporting time for Mr. Major. Norwich against Manchester United on Saturday, then a visit to the races, and now a Chelsea fan here at Highbury to enjoy Arsenal against Aston Villa. So away we go. Aston Villa in a change strip of white shirts with black shorts, attacking the goal to our left on a night when Arsenal have the opportunity to go 5 points clear of Liverpool at the top if they can win here. Both will have played 31 games, 7 to go. The key to the championship really is in Arsenal's hands, and a win tonight, and they've practically got the key in that lock. But Villa might take a bit of beating here tonight. They're having a decent little run themselves with 7 points out of the last 9. But Smith now finding Winterburn away on the left. His cross again towards Paul Merson. And Bould will get it back to Tony Adams. Merson. Davis. Smith. Campbell. Limpar shot. And a goal kick to Aston Villa. To be taken by Nigel Spink. Bould jumping for that one with Cascarino. In fact, it came off Cascarino for the Arsenal throw. Villa still in 17th place in the table, hovering in that relegation zone. So the points are just as important for them as they are for Arsenal tonight, for quite a different reason. But as championship chasing sides well know, the ones you don't want to come up against are those in the relegation area that people feel you should beat, but are so anxious for points themselves. Hence, of course, the Southampton victory over Liverpool on Monday. It's Penrice's pass not finding his man, and it'll be a throw to Villa though. And Mountfield will take no chances and get it back to Nigel Spink. Bould comfortably beating Penrice in the air. It's Gage. Should be Seaman's ball. No, it didn't quite reach Seaman. McCann's driving it at the body of Bould, in fact, in the end, and Cowan's now looking for a yard, can't quite find it, and Arsenal get it away up to Merson. Good turn by Campbell. And a great run by Campbell. A fabulous run by Campbell, and he finds Smith now. There's the shot, and down goes Spink. Well, it was Smith's shot, but it was the work of Kevin Campbell that really opened up the way there. Smith battling in the air, supported by Mountfield. Gage will get it away. Hillier, who've come here and won the last 2 seasons. Here's Tony Adams. Hit long towards Limpar. Price winning that one in the air, but without great conviction. But it's a handball, I suspect, by Limpar, and a free kick to Aston Villa. Bould comfortably beating Penrice in the air. The overhead by Hillier. There's Davis. Finds Adams. Penrice forcing his attentions on that situation. Gets the ball through to Tony Cascarino. Cascarino's shot charged down by Adams. Price, the long back pass. Bould. And back to David Seaman. Before the game, Seaman and Dixon received awards. They were in the Barclays representative First Division side. Seaman is the goalkeeper. Dixon, of course, is the right back. Merson with the header. Merson again. Good ball there. Dixon pushing it forward now for Hillier. Trying to bring Winterburn into it. Took his eye off the ball just for a moment. Penrice. Platt, almost his first touch. Gage. Ormonroyd's on ahead of him. Might just have got offside, yes. His chances have been few and far between, Ormonroyd. He's missed 3 or 4 games since his last appearance. Back in the side down this left-hand flank for Villa tonight. Price chasing Limpar. And it's Villa's ball. Arsenal, of course, would give themselves such a psychological spurt in this race to the championship if they could get those 3 points tonight to make themselves 5 ahead of Liverpool. And they also play at Sheffield United on Saturday when Liverpool have no game. If they won that as well, my word, that would be 8 points, and that would really take some overcoming. But first, the job has to be done. Here's Limpar now for Arsenal. Short to Davis. Winterburn. Limpar. Came off Paul McGrath. Paul McGrath was such a star for the Republic of Ireland in the midfield at Wembley last Wednesday. That's playing in his accustomed place in the centre of the defence for Villa tonight. Winterburn with the throw. Slightly shorter one. That was McGrath with the header. Platt trying to get it away. Limpar. Challenged by Platt, but it's an Arsenal throw. Hillier crossing it in towards Merson. Gage winning that one in the air. Dixon trying to keep it going now for Arsenal. Merson. Smith, in goes Gage, half lost it. Ormond gets it back. And really hits it into a no-man's land. Certainly no Villa players were there. Adams finding Davis. Price just knocked off his head, actually. He was trying to guide that ball, I fancy, away from Limpar, but certainly didn't want to concede the corner. So Bould will go towards the near post, where he often creates such havoc with those flick-ons, and Ormond is noticeable there by his marking position right alongside Bould. Limpar again. And Platt hustling him out of that situation. Limpar came back for some more, and it's an Arsenal throw. Winterburn with the cross. That time it came off Price. It's another corner. Limpar will take it. Campbell's made a swift break, which caught Villa napping there. Another Arsenal throw. Winterburn will take this one. Again, Bould at the near post. Adams has gone up for this one, got the touch as well. Up to Penrice, a lone white figure forward for Villa at the moment, and then being forced back. Sensibly didn't try and get it back to Spink because Smith had taken up a good position between him and the goalkeeper. Limpar. In goes Cowans. Leading once more. That time it was Cascarino right back there getting it away. It really is at the moment all hands to the pumps for Aston Villa as Merson now tries to make progress down this right flank. Dixon. To Campbell. Challenged by Ormond. It squirts there to Dixon. Merson. That's a good ball there for young David Hillier. And Winterburn on the far side. And its way so far, so reminiscent of the match they played here last year, where Arsenal pounded the Villa goal for the best part of 90 minutes, but it was Villa who came away with the solitary goal, scored that night by Chris Price. Joe Venglosh, the manager of Villa, on the right, with Peter with his top coach in the middle. Kra's header. Again, Winterburn lining up a long throw. Then fools everybody, including the commentator, by making a short one. Well, McGrath got that one away. There's a foul there by Penrice on Limpar. Referee wave play on. And it's another Arsenal ball. It's a free kick, in fact. Paul Davis will take it. Holding it up for Adams and Bould to get in there. Kevin Campbell's another 6-footer. Alan Smith another one. So there's plenty of height now as Arsenal come forward. A real clutch of them in the box there. And in the end, it's Spink from Bould's header. Knocked back from a very difficult angle by Steve Bould. Goes Adams. Cowans to Gage. Ormonroyd. Cowans. It's a Villa throw. A rare excursion into the Arsenal half of the field. Gary Penrice, bought from Watford, formerly with Bristol Rovers. Deep cross there towards Cascarino, who's fractionally offside. But the Villa management and fans are beginning to enthuse about the way that Penrice and Cascarino between them are combining. Seaman with the clearance. Hit towards Merson. Gage wins that one in the air. Cascarino coming away from Tony Adams. Merson. Ormonroyd might just release Platt. Bould's coming across, sensing the danger straight away. No nonsense about the challenge, but the referee says yes, a fair one. But suddenly, just for a moment, it looked as though Platt might get free. His throw finds Ormonroyd. Hillier brings it away for Arsenal. Up to Alan Smith. Mountfield. Smith sticking to his man, getting the ball back. Quarter of an hour gone. Still goalless here at Highbury. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0. Seaman advancing a long way outside his box to make those clearance, and Paul McGrath putting it away into touch for Villa. Arsenal's throw. Lee Dixon with it. Massive Villa fans behind Dixon, as you can see. They're rather to the side of him. At that end, the clock end of the ground. And Cascarino, his boot was high on Tony Adams. It'll be another free kick to Arsenal. Dixon and Paul Davis standing over it. Hillier there as well. Adams has gone forward. Davis chipping it in towards Tony Adams. Knocks it back for Kevin Campbell. But again, Villa get it away. This time Derek Mountfield with a big boot. Here's Dixon. Forward it goes again. This time out of play. Nearly all the play, Arsenal, in this opening quarter of an hour. As yet, they haven't made a real chance. But here's Ormonroyd seeking to make one now for Villa. Penrice is waiting in the middle, but it'll be way over his head. Chris Price trying to get in. But Arsenal, well, they tried to get it away, but Hillier's pass goes into touch. It's another throw to Villa. Gary Penrice. Yet to score for Villa after his £1 million move from Watford.
Seaman's header. There was a foul on the young Villa defender by Alan Smith there. McGrath's free kick. Headed away by Dixon. Helped on by Merson. Up to Campbell. Merson. Nice, will shepherd that one back. Towards Smith, but McGrath standing big and strong there, got his header in, not in any way deterred by the challenge of Alan Smith. It's a throw for Arsenal. Smith just touching it on again. McGrath in dominant form there at the back. Inside the box again, with a long clearance by David Seaman, high towards Kevin Campbell. Andy Common wins that in the air. Cowan's right back there to whack it away for Villa, up towards Penrice. Couldn't keep it in play, it'll be another Arsenal throw. There's McGrath again. Smith banging it away into the Arsenal half of the field. Cascarino outnumbered 2-1 there. He's getting some support by Ormond. But it was good play again by Steve Bould for Arsenal. Finds Dixon. Up to Merson. Adams showed far too much of that to Ormond, but then got through. With a strong block challenge there to win it again. Again, McGrath holding Arsenal up. Dixon takes the throw. Throw too. Coming with a header for Villa, and McGrath with a header for Villa. Back as far as Dixon, took that nicely on his body. Campbell's little header, and he coming again, getting it away. Being pushed back all the time, Aston Villa. It's very hard at the moment for them to do anything constructive themselves. It just at the moment is a matter of survival. Bould playing it forward again. Smith winning that one in the air. Merson trying to pounce on it. Downfield held him at bay. Smith again. This time Spink. Bould, very strong and positive. Outfield, turning it away up towards Penrice. A thankless Jask in the air. They keep playing the ball to Gary Penrice in the air, and he's getting no change whatsoever out of Steve Bould. Penrice only standing 5'7". He's not the biggest of men to hit. Now Villa get a free kick. Which Paul McGrath will take. Ormond is a big enough target for him. Cascarino also.
And it's Ormonroyd who flicks it on, but it's a safe, easy gather for David Seaman.
Seaman, not a very good clearance, but fortunately for Arsenal it goes to Hillier. And now it's with Limpar. Limpar again, supported by Winterburn. Villa once again get it clear. And it's Penrice on the break for them.
Cascarino one side, Mountfield's made a great run on the other. This is a good run by Penrice. There's Mountfield of all people on the far side. Now, what sort of cross? Up towards Cascarino. Cowans tried just to nudge it down with his head towards Cascarino, but Arsenal have broken it up again. And Platt needs to get back to hold off Merson, but Merson's lovely ball there now for Limpar, beautifully controlled by Ian. Knocked away by Price. But Villa suddenly beginning to look quite dangerous on the counter-attack, and then Arsenal punched back at them. Limpar with a throw. McGrath with a header. Up goes Cascarino. Penrice getting it away. What a good run it was by Gary Penrice. Right to the heart of that Arsenal defence. And a good ball that found Mountfield. In the meantime, here's Winterburn with the throw for Arsenal. And as Limpar. Straight to Spink from Alan Smith. Arsenal's top scorer with 18. Smith hitting it first time, but really it was no great problem for Nigel Spink. Arsenal's free kick. Seaman short to Nigel Winterburn. On there, Campbell hanging in the air there, beating Comin for that one, but Price nodding it back. Arsenal unbeaten in the league here this season. Just only one league home and away, and that was at Chelsea. Foul there by Penrice. Free kick to Arsenal. Taken from the right spot. Tony Adams with the kick. Offside against Alan Smith. Goes Bould. Price with the throw. Cowans back to Price. And Rice. Cowans trying to get it across here to Ormonroyd. A chance was there for Villa. The first clear chance of the game, in fact. And a rare aberration in the Arsenal defence. A clear ball for an opponent inside their own penalty area. That doesn't happen often. Well, as you can see, two defenders getting in each other's way. Ormonroyd's first-time shot clearing the Arsenal crossbar. But it was a chance, and a good one. Merson, laying it on for Campbell. Oh, a nice little ball played in for Merson again. Too high for Smith. Limpar. Challenged by Platt. Got it away well there. Cascarino coming to try and retrieve it. And suddenly Villa are on the attack again. It was Cowan's ball now. Ormonroyd racing for it. Dixon can't get to him. Ormondroyd again across the face of the goal and away for the goal kick. A warning for Arsenal. That's twice in a matter of a couple of minutes. Villa have looked really quite dangerous on the counter-attack. And Cowan's made that one. And the pace here of Ormondroyd, I thought for a moment that Dixon would get there. Suddenly it was quite clear that he wouldn't. But the shot goes across the face of Seaman's goal and away for the goal kick. Price with a header. Price, in fact, who scored the winner here last season. Graham was saying, the Arsenal manager was saying yesterday, we are nice and relaxed about this championship challenge. And indeed, Arsenal have been playing some pretty relaxed football so far, but there was a clear warning that they mustn't relax too much. Ormondroyd's header, up to Penrice, down to Cascarino. Finds Price with that one. Mountfield planting it forward again, up towards Penrice. Merson. And away comes out. To Winterburn. To Limpar. Taken nicely by Campbell. Winterburn. Into the little Swede again, Limpar, but Platt's duty is obviously, apart from setting up things for Villa, is to keep a very close eye on that right flank, the Villa's right flank, Arsenal's left, and particularly at Limpar. Smith. Running out of space, with half an hour gone, still no score. So once again, Nigel Winterburn looks to set up a long throw towards the likes of Steve Bould. There he is, but it came off Mountfield. It's another Arsenal corner. They're fourth, and Villa have yet to win one. Limpar with it. Curling the in-swinger in. Campbell! 6 goals this season and not far from making it number 7. A wicked curling corner here from Anders Limpar. Just needs a glance, these. It was Campbell who supplied it. Ormondroyd winning that in the air with great determination too. McGrath coming in, a little touch for Cowans. Comin could have been in trouble, but collected himself well. Cascarino couldn't collect that one. It'll be an Arsenal throw. Adams. Fine ball that was. To Winterburn. Limpar. Curling it in again. Merson was jumping for that one, beaten in the air by McGrath. Comin. Cascarino. Bould. Winterburn. Limpar. More Arsenal pressure. And Spink at the end of it, calm and comfortable and very confident. To Ormondroyd again. Merson taken off his foot very daintily there, in fact, by McGrath. Ormondroyd again. Paul McGrath. Winterburn.
Limpar. And again it's Limpar with Price closing him down so quickly. It was a nasty bounce for Chris Price. Gets it back again though. Penrice with the cross up towards Cascarino. Gage. It's Comin. Cowans. Ormonroyd. That's given away to Arsenal. And Merson leading the raid again with Limpar outside him. Campbell and Smith waiting in the middle. That's towards Alan Smith. Goal kick. Villa being pushed back all the time. They're working so hard though, and that cross just too high for Alan Smith. With a header. That's Price to Cowans, almost an arrogant little flick by the outside of the left boot there, finding Gary Penrice, and Penrice running out of pitch, an Arsenal throw. But they've only won 2 away games this season, at Derby and more recently at Sunderland. They get a free kick here for the trip on Derek Mountfield. But their form has been looking up a little bit, as I say, 7 points out of the last 9. Coinciding with the return of David Platt, the arrival of Gary Penrice, who certainly made Cascarino a better force for Villa up front, and now they got this free kick. Cowans lifting it in there, and Arsenal at full stretch to get that one away. Ormonroyd. And offside against Penrice. Don't count. A nice clinical bit of finishing by Gary Penrice, who's not scored for Villa since his move from Watford, but clearly in an offside position. Come in. Adams for Arsenal. Cowans caught out a bit there. Merson takes it up for Arsenal. Into Smith. Picked up that time by Platt. For Price. Cascarino. Price has gone on, but is in danger of being offside. Now he's all right again. Penrice. Gage. Playing with a bit more confidence now coming forward, Aston Villa. Nice little ball there, played. Gage get to it, not to any great effect. Bould can thread it away here to Merson. Ching by Campbell. That's his 7th goal of the season, and the first on a very important night for Arsenal. Certainly the Villa defence have taken a pounding, and here's Penrice now with a chance. That's got to be a penalty. Surely that has to be a penalty. Oh, the referee's gone away shaking his head, and Villa can't believe that. So Bould gets it away, and Arsenal's pressure rewarded at last with that goal by Kevin Campbell. And here's Campbell again. Crossed in towards Smith, but behind him, and Kevin Gage will bring it away for Villa. Cut out by Adams. Come in. And Mountfield gets it back to Spink.
Well, there was a great cry for a penalty from Villa fans. When Penrice is through, Bould comes after him. Well, the referee may have felt that Penrice had lost control of the ball there, but clearly Villa felt that that was worth a penalty. Referee Ian Hemley said no. Winterburn. Smith with a good header, but McGrath gets it away. Rice hammering it forward again. Just Cascarino up there. Bould. Arsenal have only conceded 6 goals in the league here at Highbury in 14 games this season. So whenever a side goes behind here, it's a daunting task getting back even on level terms. But Villa will console themselves with the fact that they've made 1 or 2 very presentable chances so far, even though their defence has taken a bit of a battering. Rice. Free kick to Arsenal. Five minutes of the first half remaining. Arsenal leading Aston Villa by a goal to 0. Smith. Limpar. It's gone past another one. And in the end, it's Gage who gets it away. Rather a dangerous ricochet there for Villa. Campbell. Smith. Here's Davis. Offside flag against Alan Smith. Free kick to Villa. Hold up. There's Cowans. Merson. Davis. Dixon. Campbell. In goes Hillier. Stopped by McGrath. Looked like a handball by Merson. A free kick to Villa. Cowans. Ormond unable to keep it in play. An Arsenal throw. Campbell's header. In goes Cowans. Up to Cascarino. Little ball there for Penrice. And Villa claiming a corner there, but the referee giving a goal kick. Seaman's long clearance. Campbell's header. Misdirected as it happened, but in the end it comes to Limpar, but Cowans is after him. Cowans finding Penrice into Platt. cornered there. Winterburn threading the ball through now for Kevin Campbell. Smith waiting in the middle. McGrath gets it away. Up to Cascarino. A touch for Ormondroyd. A wasted opportunity there by Ian Ormondroyd. He tried hard to get the ball to Penrice on the far side, but it never looked like making it. Chip forward, which Adams cuts out. Davis tries to complete the move, finds Smith. Bould to Winterburn. And the ball arrives back with Nigel Spink. Half-time whistle, and Arsenal on course for a valuable win, thanks to the work of Kevin Campbell, scoring his 7th goal of the season. After the Villa defence had taken a real pounding, but at the same time they'd made a couple of very good chances indeed, both of which fell to Ian Ormondroyd. But a half-time score then at Highbury. It's Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 0. Arsenal get us away again, leading by a goal to 0, and of course inching closer to that League and Cup double. They're in a semi-final of the FA Cup, of course, against Tottenham. You'd never get anybody here to speculate on that, but certainly the fans are beginning to think that way. And as I've said before, if they win here tonight, that gives them a 5-point lead over Liverpool in the race at the top of the League Championship. Dixon with the throw. McGrath with the header. Ormondroyd. There's Adams. Just beaten once in the league. Arsenal, that was in February at Chelsea. Since then they've played 10 games, won 7 of them, drawn 3, and in those 10 games, would you believe, conceded only 3 goals. Now, that's the task facing Villa, as they need to get back on level terms in this game tonight. Nigel Spink with a goal kick for Aston Villa. Up towards Cascarino. There's Cascarino's header onto Penrice. Campbell, the goal scorer, getting the better of David Platt. Oh. And Hillier passing the ball through the legs of Gordon Cowan. In the end, it'll come for the goal kick. Graham now down on the bench. Pressure? What pressure, he said yesterday in the chase for the championship. Well, as I say, it's a good, relaxed Arsenal performance so far. Tom in. A little lucky maybe to get a second chance at that one, but nonetheless found Penrice. And really the pattern of the first half being repeated here in the early parts of the second, as Arsenal come pounding forward again. Dixon. Merson. Dixon again. A bit of pace about him. Now, what sort of cross on the end of it? Well, the less said about that, the better. Goal kick.
aiming for Ormonroyd, but he's beaten in the air by Adams. Cascarino to Paul McGrath. Penrice chasing this one. Gets it back to Ormonroyd. Not a very good cross. Bould being hustled by Platt, doing his best to set the right captain's example for Villa. In the end, gets the throw. So the Arsenal defence backpedal as Penrice now takes a good long throw there. And Seaman gathering it at the highest point above the head of Derek Mountfield. Dispossessing Merson. What a nice ball there. Play for Ormonroyd against Bould. Getting some support now from Cascarino. And from McGrath, who's made a terrific break from the back as well. And in the end, the safety factor was applied by Nigel Winterburn. And Villa get their first corner of the game. To be taken by Gordon Cowans. And as we've said before in this season, nobody delivers a more accurate corner than Cowans, normally at any rate. Curled in there towards the near post, and it'll be another one off Steve Bould. So Cowans tries again. Curled a little deeper this time towards Mountfield. There's his header. And Ormonroyd kicked off the line. And Arsenal break away again. Merson. And Villa so close to an equalising goal there after that corner from Gordon Cowans. A header by Mountfield looked as though it opened up the way, and Ormonroyd's stabbing shot cleared at the last by desperate Arsenal. Well, here is the Cowans corner, and it's a very good header by Mountfield. He plays it a little deeper this time. There's Mountfield's header. And Ormonroyd has his shot charged away, and Villa get a throw here. Penrice. Gets a free kick. He's got the lively character, Gary Penrice. Coming going forward. For this one, Mountfield's getting in there, scores his ration of goals from the back as well. Cascarino with the header, just wide. No, in fact, it's pulled down by Seaman. And Arsenal get it away. McGrath. Platt. Price. It's a better spell this by Aston Villa. Although they might well recall that in the first half, when they were having their best spell of the game, it was Arsenal who broke away and scored. Outfield. Gage under that one. Penrice. It's a straight to Winterburn. His touch to Hillier. Gets the better of Cowans, but there was a foul by the Aston Villa player. It'll be a free kick to Arsenal. Winterburn playing it left-footed there towards Merson. Smith battling with Ormonroyd. A free kick to Villa. No, it'll be a throw. Here's Bould. Winterburn. Header. Dixon getting it forward to Merson. Some good play here by Paul Merson. A little touch now to Davis. Onto the left foot. Cross in towards Smith. Mountfield meeting it for Villa. And Cowans belting it away. Foul by Cascarino on Adams. And here come Arsenal again. Hillier. Limpar. Winterburn. Hillier taking up a good position here. Calls for a good cross. Gets one towards Smith and Merson. Merson knocking it down for Alan Smith. Slight hesitancy about the Villa defending there, and they nearly paid dearly for it. So Paul Davis makes it 2. And Arsenal have some breathing space to register Arsenal's 2nd of the night and only the 3rd of the season for Paul Davis. Up goes McGrath. Ormonroyd. An obstruction by Davis. Well, Villa, I recall, were 2 goals down at the weekend against Everton and came back to a 2-2. Penrice. Outfield. Penrice trying to get in there. Cowans getting in there, but wide of the Arsenal goal. Kick for Arsenal. McGrath's header. Hillier up to Campbell, just onside. Merson to Limpar, stopped by Price. Up to Cascarino. A free kick to Villa. So really, as in the first half, when Villa enjoying quite a good spell of action, suddenly get hit by a goal. It happened in the first half when Campbell scored. It's happened in the second half when Paul Davis added the second. Here's McGrath with the free kick towards Ormonroyd. Good job by McGrath. Price brought down by Limpar. Sportingly lifted him up. Smile from the Villa fullback and a free kick as well. To be taken by Derek Mountfield. Should be Seaman's ball, and it is. A good jump by Ormonroyd. Winterburn. Hillier with a space for him. To Merson on the far side. Arsenal playing with flowing. Smith's header. Spink prostrate. Spink had missed it.
And McGrath kicked it.
McGrath got it away. The goal is given. Arsenal 3, Aston Villa 0. Gage with the header. A foul on Limpar, a free kick. It's a free kick for Arsenal. Paul Davis will take it. Smith, a great save by Spink. What a lovely touch by Alan Smith, and a superb piece of reflex goalkeeping by Nigel Spink. And another corner for Arsenal. There's the free kick, there's the flick, and there's the save. Limpar, a deep one this time. And it was McGrath whose header saved Villa there, but it's another corner for Arsenal. It's 4-0. That makes it 4. So Smith takes his tally to 20 for the season, and Arsenal are home and dry. Penrice. Here's Winterburn. Platt to Penrice. Come in. And Villa just at the moment all over the place. Not surprising to concede 3 goals as quickly as that. To go 4-0 down. Limpar. Well, George Graham was reported as saying we won't crack on our quest for the title, and certainly Arsenal showing no signs of it tonight here. A splendid performance by them. Penrice. Rice to Penrice. Cascarino waiting in the middle. Ormonroyd's there as well. Now Villa will be regretting the chances that came their way in the first half. Price flicked away superbly by Seaman. That took a most wicked deflection. Chris Price thought he was on the score sheet again, as he was last season. But Seaman looks absolutely unbeatable. Here's a corner. Taken by Cowans. Floated in towards the near post again. A little deeper this time. Seaman. And what a good throw by the goalkeeper to Winterburn. That should be Spink's ball, and it is. Good jump by Cascarino, but a foul there on Adams. A free kick for Arsenal. Merson. Davis. In goes Cascarino to try and retrieve the ball for Aston Villa. Finds Gage with it. Down the flank, but there's nobody there in a white shirt. Winterburn. Limpar. Brought down by Comin. A free kick to Arsenal. And still 25 minutes to go. Hillier. Graham missed that one. Gage was behind him though. Up to Penrice. Platt. Ormonroyd. Dixon. Well, that's quite a performance tonight by Arsenal to set before a Prime Minister and certainly before a big crowd here at Highbury tonight. Smith. Limpar. Davis up alongside him, Campbell up alongside him, and McGrath stealing the show at that moment. They've got Platt down injured at Villa at the moment. Gage up to Ormonroyd. In goes Dixon, and Ormonroyd down as well now. But Platt feeling that left ankle, I think. Much is going right for Villa tonight. But David Platt all right to resume. And a free kick, which Mountfield will take. No, he thought it was a free kick. It's a throw. Adams poised underneath this one. A little flick on by Davis, up towards Smith. Davis again to Limpar. Beautifully taken by Limpar. Wide for Winterburn. Hillier's up ahead of him. Limpar's here waiting. Away goes Limpar. Shot charged down by Comin. Only as far now as Winterburn. To David Hillier. Penrice battling away, Chris Price also. And a foul on Price by Penrice. And a free kick to go. Smith. Comin. Winterburn's pass there towards Smith, but it had reached only Platt. And Bould calmly getting it back to David Seaman. No, by no means out of the relegation jungle yet. And here are Arsenal looking to punish them further as Winterburn cross it in towards Alan Smith. Davis tries to keep it going again. Mountfield can only head it as far as Limpar. Here's Winterburn again. Hillier. Charged down by Comin. Villa still in some trouble at the bottom end of the table. In fairness, Sunderland and Derby County look in worse trouble. Certainly a 4-0 victory for Arsenal will do their already very healthy goal difference a world of good. Here they come again. Davis neatly tricking Penrice. A little touch for Campbell. Now for Hillier. Limpar's waiting here for him. Crossing towards Smith on the far side. Almost got to Smith as well, who's on his hat-trick. But Arsenal get a corner. Played for Dixon. Bould with a header. Well, Adams almost got a foot in as well. Limpar refuses to believe it's gone out of play, but now it has. Mountfield with it. Dixon. Up to Smith. In for Merson. Arsenal throw by no means taken from the right place by Kevin Campbell. Limpar. Campbell. Platt went in rather high on Campbell there. Bit of frustration showing there from the Aston Villa captain. And a little handshake at the end of it and a calming word from the referee and a free kick given to Arsenal, which Nigel Winterburn will take. Going towards Smith and Campbell. Hillier getting the better of Towns. Goal kick. As the referee slipped for a moment. Smiles all round. Adams. Comfortably in the air that time. Over Cascarino. Campbell, but Spink got there first, and Campbell genuinely going for the ball has caught Spink, and Spink is down and injured, and they'll quickly get the physio Jim Walker on for that one. As if Villa haven't got enough troubles already tonight. But I honestly feel that Campbell felt there was a chance of him getting that ball and nicking it away from Spink as he came outside the penalty area. And I suppose all forwards will say, well, he was entitled to do that. It was never quite going to get back to the goalkeeper. Out comes Spink, and as you can see, it was certainly you couldn't attach any blame to the young Arsenal striker. But it obviously looks to be pretty painful for Nigel Spink. So it's been a good night's work for Arsenal. And their manager, George Graham, in the centre there. Not so good for Villa. Joseph Inglosh on the right, Peter With in the centre, deep in thought there. Dennis Bould on the left. Certainly there's plenty for Villa to contemplate, but it's so far been a really excellent Arsenal performance. Nigel Spink is painfully to his feet. Oh, that looks bad. So he presumes that one of the 6-footers in the Villa side, and there's quite a clutch of them. One of them will be going possibly into goal. Gary Lewin, the Arsenal physio, come on to see if a stretcher's needed for Nigel Spink. So Mark Burke coming on, and a stretcher needed there for Nigel Spink, the Aston Villa goalkeeper. It's been a season of problems for Villa, and David Platt looks to be the man who's going to take over the goalkeeping jersey. This is it again, as Kevin Campbell ran for it. Out comes Nigel Spink, and a clash there. And in all honesty, I have to say that it seemed to me that Campbell genuinely was going for the ball, which was, I think he was entitled to do, outside the box there. But Platt's going into goal, Burke's coming on as a substitute. The Arsenal team doctor there waiting to see whether he can give any help to Nigel Spink. And Villa 4 down, wearing an Arsenal goalkeeping shirt. The North Bank like that. Clearly they couldn't get Spink's jersey off him. And a loud voice behind me says that's the best move, Dave. And getting a warm and generous round of applause from everybody, not least from the North Bank behind that Villa goal. A great pro, Nigel Spink, over many good seasons for Villa. And let's hope that injury is not too serious. They've decided that David Platt should not wear an Arsenal goalkeeper's jersey. Kevin Campbell, scorer of one of the goals. We've got this whole show on the road for Arsenal tonight. 1 by Paul Davis, 2 by Alan Smith, and David Platt now determined there won't be any more. Drop ball, Mascherino and Hillier just waiting for the stretcher get off the field. It's a drop ball, and Arsenal sportingly give the ball back to David Platt, who gets his first touch. A World Cup hero in an unusual position now tonight. Away goes Gage for Villa. Crossed in towards Cascarino. Penrice is poised, waiting as well. Can Chris Price get there?
Challenged by Limpar and beaten by him. Limpar to Winterburn. Up to Smith. Commons header. And Dixon keeps it into play. And there's 10 minutes left, but as you can imagine, a lot of injury time as well. The unlucky for some, at any rate, 13 shirt. Rice to Penrice. Cascarino. Seaman, an extraordinary clearance there, straight into touch. Maybe he should take lessons from David Platt. Burke. Winterburn. Now Price. Got Mark Blake alongside him. Outfield with the throw. Cascarino. Hillier getting it forward. Good turn there by Campbell. Could have been a handball there by Mountfield, but the referee was perfectly placed and gave nothing. Here's Blake again. Bring it back to David Platt. Winterburn. There you go. Winterburn. Platt's ball. Merson had made a good break through the midfield, hoping to pick up something there. It's with Adams. Smith. Hillier. Limpar. Stopped by Blake. And McGrath. Here's Penrice. Penrice playing it in towards Cascarino. Arsenal get it away again. The substitute goalkeeper had no chance with that, but it's a real quality Arsenal performance here tonight now. It's the sort of performance, really, you have to say, that wins championships. Not a weakness in sight. And teamwork and finishing of the highest order. Smith again. McGrath holding them up that time. Campbell again. Well, both Campbell and Smith on hat-tricks now. But McGrath cutting that one out. Merson picking up Winterburn. Could it be another one? Over the top. It's almost shooting practice now for Arsenal. And really with something like 3 minutes of normal time left, plus a hefty dose of time added on for injuries, you wouldn't bank against Arsenal in this form getting another one or two. Campbell. Limpar's gone springing through the middle again. This time Platt was there. Did well. And the Arsenal fans quick to applaud the Villa emergency goalkeeper. In the unlucky number 13 shirt. Winterburn. Hillier. Dixon. Adams. Dixon. Played wide for Merson. Going past the defenders, although they don't exist at the moment. Fomin. Free kick to Villa. Mountfield with the free kick towards Casperino. That'll go for the goal kick. Seaman, 7 clean sheets in the last 10 and 20 in the 30 league games that Arsenal have played this season, and not far from another one tonight. Campbell chasing. Limpar skipping along again. A little ball there for Hillier. Tried a long-range shot. Never scored for Arsenal in the first team. Fancy this chance just for a moment there against David Platt, but it's a goal kick for Villa. Ormonroyd and Rice. To Casperino. Ormonroyd again. Surrounded by red shirts. Feeds it now for fullback Chris Price. Blake. And will Price get in there? No. Seaman once again is first. The throw he hoped would release Winterburn, but falls instead for Mountfield. So what will he try with this one? Now playing time added on for injuries at the end of 90 minutes. In by Merson, knocked away by Mountfield. In comes Adams. Smith to Merson. And now for Dixon. Oh, a lovely bit of play there between Dixon and Smith. And McGrath gets it away up to Casperino. No way to go at the moment, only backwards. Then McGrath plays it forward and hits it straight to Smith. But But for once, there's nobody for Arsenal there in that penalty area. And Platt gets it away to Blake.
Price. Penrice, a lone figure up there in a white shirt at the moment. On a night that's been dominated by Arsenal. And their powerful all-round play. Winterburn holding up Penrice. Hands going in. A little rashly maybe. And a free kick given to Arsenal. Here comes Merson again. Callens. It towards Bould. Nodded on by Hillier. Gage getting it comfortably to Comin. Maybe Arsenal's appetite for goals has at last been satisfied. Look at the referee's watch. Bould again getting there before Penrice. Gage getting it away. And Gage again. A late Villa break. And they got plenty up. But the ball finishes in amongst the Villa fans behind that goal. And in a way, that just sums up Aston Villa's night. Villa, in fact, had a few bright moments in the first half and a few bright moments in the second, but other than that, it's been totally dominated by Arsenal. Perry Groves stripping off now. This must be one of the latest substitutions of all time, I would think. 3 minutes into injury time, and they're trying to get Perry Groves on. Gage on the far side, and if the ball goes out of play, presumably they will. Yeah, they're going to take off David Hillier and bring Perry Groves on. Well, your guess is as good as mine as to what that's all about. With literally seconds remaining and Arsenal leading 5-0. And Michael Thomas on as well, so it's a double substitution for Arsenal. Free kick to Arsenal. Dixon will take it. Good jump by Mountfield. Merson and Hillier who've gone off, and it's Dixon who goes tumbling. Callens up towards Cascarino. 5 minutes of time added on for injuries have gone by. Seaman again getting there before Penrice. Look at the watch. Winterburn. Outfield. It's an Arsenal throw. The linesman have signalled to the referee that
As then they're concerned, the time is up. There goes the final whistle. A really significant night in the chase for the league championship, as Arsenal win by 5-0. The sort of performance, as I say, that wins championships, totally professional. They really have thrown down the gauntlet now to Liverpool, saying, catch us if you can. Arsenal 5 points clear of Liverpool now, both with 31 games played, 7 to go in the championship, and perhaps the double, of course. That's coming sharply into view now for Arsenal. 2 goals for Alan Smith, 2 for Kevin Campbell, and 1 for Paul Davis. A night of great achievement for Arsenal, achieved with quality football and great teamwork. The final score then, Arsenal 5, Aston Villa 0.